Welcome back to CBS This Morning and our continuing coverage of the 2020 election results. Former Vice President Joe Biden still has a substantial lead in the Electoral College, and much of the remaining vote count appears to be shifting his way. His gains have nearly erased President Trump's early lead in Pennsylvania, a state the president must win to be reelected. That's led to protests by Trump supporters in Philadelphia and a series of vote fraud allegations by the president himself, with no evidence to support those allegations. Joining us now is Republican Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania. Senator, good morning. Thanks for being with us. The president suggests that illegal votes are being counted. Have you seen any evidence of fraud occurring in your state?
The president's speech last night was very disturbing to me because he made very, very serious allegations without any evidence to support it. Look, there are some irregularities, I'm sure. There were some decisions that were very bad decisions made by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, made by the Philadelphia Election Commission, and I'd be happy to get into those. But to answer your question directly, I am not aware of any significant fraud, any significant wrongdoing. If it's happened, then the evidence needs to come out. We need to go to court. We need to punish the wrongdoers. We need to redress whatever went wrong. But I'm not aware of any such evidence.
Senator, the president called Philadelphia one of the most corrupt political places in the country. What's your reaction to that?
Well, look, there's been a history of problems in Philadelphia. There's no question. We've got congressmen who've gone to jail recently, state elected officials who've gone to jail. So there's definitely been corruption problems. But there is simply no evidence that anybody has shown me or anyone else I'm aware of any kind of widespread corruption or fraud. Now, look, it's true that the Philadelphia Election Commission folks have refused to allow observers to get close enough to really see what's happening in the ballot counting process. There's this huge room. There's dozens of people. They're operating under bright lights and under cameras, but they ought to be operating with observers looking over their shoulders, and the observers have been kept too far away. That's not right. And with a court order requiring that observers be permitted to get in real proximity, my understanding is that court order was not complied with. So that's a real problem. That should be fixed. That's not right. But it's not proof that there's widespread fraud or theft. It's not likely at all.
Yeah, so when you hear that, Senator, and he keeps saying it's corrupt, there's fraud, the people can't see, what do you think about that? Is it time to say to the president, please stop saying that? That may have happened in the past, but right now there does not appear to be any corruption going on with the counting of these votes. Well, isn't that correct?
Look, what I've said is we have got to let this process play out. Sure, it's taken a long time because we have a record number, staggering number of mail-in ballots, and we have not had the infrastructure to deal with that rapidly. My hat is off to the folks, the poll workers, the election officials, the people counting ballots. They're working really hard, overwhelming majority of them with complete integrity, doing the best they can. We're going to get to the end. And, I voted for President Trump. I endorsed President Trump. I want the next president to be the person who legitimately wins the Electoral College, and I will accept whoever that is. That's the way I think we need to approach this.
Now, the president claimed that he won the electoral votes 2 days ago, before the votes had been counted. What did you think when you heard that?
Yeah, you can't win an election until the votes have been counted. And so we've got to finish this process. We've got to count. And by the way, that includes recounts. That's a legitimate part of the process if the outcome is close enough. It typically includes some litigation. For instance, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court completely illegally and unconstitutionally rewrote the rules. And so there are ballots that really should not be counted. But my understanding is those have been segregated in Pennsylvania. We know which ones they are. That'll probably get litigated, especially if it could affect the outcome. But those are discrete things that we know about. If there's some massive fraud or other wrongdoing, someone needs to produce the evidence and go into a courtroom.
Senator, what do you expect your colleagues on the Republican side of the aisle to do at this point, given what the president is claiming?
Look, I'll just speak for myself. What I think we need to do is allow this process to play itself out. We do not yet know who the winner is going to be determined to be in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, in Nevada, in Arizona. And obviously, those states are going to determine the next president of the United States. Let this process play itself out. We should remain vigilant in case there is any wrongdoing that needs to be corrected. But you know, we've got a process that works. Let's finish it out.
All right, Senator Toomey of Pennsylvania, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.